Oh, welcome back to the KC GT Racing Championship. I am your host, Casey Rhodes-Soto, and yeah, we'll get things started here. For those who did not watch round one at Atlanta Motorsports Speedway, um, here are how the current driver standings stack up. Emery's in first, Vaughn is in second, Conrad in third, fourth place Hudson, fifth Carter, sixth place was Nate Arbuckle, seventh was Maxwell, uh, eighth was Hunter, ninth was Jewel, and 10th was Preston. Those were your point scorers in the race. You can look into it a little bit more in depth. There's also scoring and points on there. Um, so yeah, you just you can kind of check that out. Pause if you need to. Constructor standings. These are how they stacked up to be. Um, Lexus in first, followed by Chevy, Audi, Mercedes, Porsche, Ford, and Ferrari. The other teams listed did not score points, so they are all tied for that next position. So yeah, we're gonna get it started here. Welcome to round two at Nürburgring Grand Prix. It was the GT circuit. We're not doing the full Nordschleife. Um, yeah, it is 18 laps around here. It shouldn't be that bad. We're gonna get it started here as they count down towards the lights, and there they go. This is Nate. Gets a good get. He's gonna keep the lead here. We're gonna jump down the order here a little. There's a lot of passing coming on. This is Emery with a great few passes in the first corner there, making up 4 places. Trying to just piece through some people. Lamborghini sticking tight together. Looks like clean racing so far. Let's I'm gonna watch Calvin here. Emery approaching the rear side. Emery seems to be a little slow in the straights this weekend. Qualifying all the way down in 19th. Not the start of the weekend that he would have liked. Both the Lexuses kind of really seem to be struggling uh, this morning in qualifying. So we'll see how they really turn out here. The Porsche is really sticking together here. Conrad out front though. Um, yeah. We got the Ferraris and a little bit of a creating a little bit of a sandwich. Nate still right up front. So based on tire degradation, most we assume that most of them will go um, till about halfway. Predictions on when they'll pit around lap 9 if they're doing a one stop. Some people might be doing a two stop. We don't know if it'll work, but yeah, we'll be checking in on that um, as they go. The two stop, I think it's around lap 6 and I want to say like 15, 16 as the pit window. It's a lot smaller. Uh, don't know if it's very beneficial for the drivers to be taking that line. We'll come back here to Emery trying to keep his positions and battle his way up the field. He said he was looking for at least a top 10 finish. We'll see if he does that today. Uh, yeah, starting 19th, kind of rough. And Calvin's going to go around the inside of him here. Fantastic move by Calvin. Emery's going to try and come back at him here, but just seems to not have the speed to do it. Truly driving on the limit of that Lexus. And now he's already being pressured by the Ford GT. Wow. He is really backing him up. But it looks like he's faster through the chicane here. He gets a little bit of a gap. He's off a little bit there. Kind of worrying. Oh, he's getting the rear end out there. A little bit sketchy. We're going to come through here. I think this is where he's been gaining the most on the other drivers. Is in this braking zone. Let's see how he does here. He gains a little bit. Not too much. Whoa, that was Conrad a little bit far off the track. We'll see how that goes. We're gonna double check on our leader here. Still got a firm lead. He's starting to really create that gap between his teammate. And it's close battle between third and fourth there. Let's see if we can find him. That's an update on how that battle's going. Yeah, here we go. It's number 3 of, I don't know, the number 3 of Willem. Trying to gain on, I believe this is Hunter. We'll see how he's doing. He seems to have been doing pretty. He didn't do too well last week in Atlanta, so hopefully he's doing a lot. Wow, he seems to be doing a lot better this week here at the Nürburgring. He's in his apexes pretty well. Looks like they've actually caught up to Carter there. And that is Zane in the pits. That is an early pit stop. That is a stop after 2 laps. Not exactly what you would like to be seeing. Whoa, we got a few guys in the pits. It looks like Nate's in the pits. Calvin's in the pits. Wow. Got 3 guys in the pits here. Focusing in on Kelly here. Whoa, that was someone off. I think it was one of the Lamborghinis. Probably, by the looks of it, it was Giuseppe. That's very unfortunate. We'll have to see how that plans out for him. Emery really trying to make up places here on this 3rd lap. Kelly really trying to battle out. Trying to keep that position and make up one. She has Conrad right in front of her, so we'll see how she does trying to get that position. This is Zane just now coming out of the pits and coming around after that hairpin turn. Meanwhile, his teammate all the way on the other side of the track here, probably passing each other right now, going separate ways on the track. But Willem really trying to gain here against him. I think this is the 2 of Gabby. And I think by the looks of it, she might have been the one that crashed, and it wasn't Cassette. That is interesting, to say the least. We're gonna come over here to Conrad, trying to get the number 12 of Emery. Um, yeah, with pit stops, it looks like they're running in the top 10 now. These guys with Kelly in 10th. So we'll see how this goes. They're gonna come in to the braking zone here. This is a very hard braking zone. It's very fast, and then it's a sharp U-turn here. And here's Calvin trying to get his way back into this. He doesn't seem to be too far behind, but that pit stop's really killed him here. This is the uh 71. This is gonna be Joel. Joel is currently, it looks like, to be in 13th. He's at the back of this train here. He's got to make up a little bit more time to hope that he can get some more points. Vaughn right behind him, trying to look to get around him in the Corvette, but Vaughn is in that Ferrari sandwich right there. Here's Preston trying to get, looks like trying to keep the gap from Emery and get uh, Hudson here. Trying to get Hudson and Ethan here. We'll see how this plays out. Some of these cars do sound amazing. Looks like Preston gaining a little bit on Hudson here. Looks like no one diving into the pits here on the at the end of lap 4. Get a peek at Ethan in the front of the this train. This is the front of the train. We're gonna focus in on Hudson here, who's trying to pass Ethan. So we'll see if he can get the job done here. Emery going up the inside of the Corvette there. Brave move, but he gets it done. It's very, very good. I think there was contact there between, Oh, there's contact! We got contact between this. We're gonna go ahead and go over to that. And there is... Wow, Nate into the pits again. Must be, an issue with his car. Um... We're gonna go back here a minute. And we're gonna look at what happened here between these, between Preston and Emery here. Emery gets a good line out of this. But it looks like Preston just takes him to the middle. And he just... They collide right there. Don't know if he left enough room, but very interesting. It looks like Preston ended up getting the position back through the hairpin while we were watching the replay. Conrad right on right on Emery's tail though. And there's a gap starting to form between Conrad and Kelly. So we'll see how that plays out. Coming on to the end of lap 5. That is, I believe that was Hudson going into the pits. Some unusual pit strategies here is what we've started to see. Let's see who else is in the pits here. It looks like multiple cars. It might just be, no, it's going to be the Ferrari. No, not Ferrari. Ford, my bad. Of I believe it is the Ford of... Wow, I am not good. Um, oh, that is Calvin in the pits again. That is an early second pit stop. Um, this is Maxwell. My bad for taking so long to figure that out. This is Maxwell also pitting. Here's his teammate, Nate Wright, trying to get Kelly. This train has been going for a while. Looks like Emery got around Preston and has moved up. He's now going for a look on the inside of Ethan. He's gonna get it done. Ethan's off the track and he's gonna come back. Oh, but he's gonna just snip out a better line there. Through that corner. Oh, he's a little sideways. Emery gets worried about that. You see him dart over to the other side, try and get out of the way as possible. Um, he gets the job done around the pass. That is Conrad and a few others into the pits here. I believe that is Zane in the pits. That is Nate in the pits for like a third time. Conrad in the pits. Looks like a Ferrari as well. Yeah, the Ferrari of I don't know at the time. But Conrad Vaughn in Ferrari number, I think it was 67 there. I'm gonna double check my thing. That's totally wrong. It's 51, so that is Jason coming into the pits as well. I believe that is Nate Wright all the way back there. Let's get back to the action. Some people kind of spreading out now. Uh, it looks like Emery has kept his position. He's starting to gain a little bit of a gap between Ethan and Preston behind him. Both of them at one point looked to be faster, but Emery really picked up the pace after this tire degradation on lap 7 here. Now the estimated pit window for a one-stop strategy was between lap 8 and 10, presumed as the best. Between fuel and tire wear, that was what the tire manufacturers were saying. So we'll see how that plays out. Looks like Giuseppe back in the background there. They're gonna come through. And that is Kelly darting off into the pits. That is Kelly off into the pits. Update on Vaughn chasing down Hunter. No, my bad, Hudson. Right now, with the Ferrari trailing him. Here's a sneak pit of Nate. Not the best race seems for the Audis. They started really well, but they've looked to have dropped back a little bit. I wonder why that is. Um, Carter here in P10, so I assume Nate is in the left. No, Nate goes in the pits again. This is like his 4th pit stop. And it was one of the McLarens in there as well. I believe it was Zane. We'll get an update on Jonah here. Trying to defend his place from Maxwell. And then a few others. It's a little worrying for Team Lexus with one of their guys being so slow this weekend. And last weekend. Jonah just not really feeling good with the car. He was 3.5 he was almost 9 seconds behind Nate in quali, which is crazy, and 6 seconds behind his teammate who placed right in front of him. So not really having a great weekend. As he gets passed by Vaughn, this might be lapping, I don't know. I think it is for position. We'll see here in a second. Yeah, it is for position, so this is going to be interesting. And it's smooth sailing for the Ferrari around the Lexus and for Gabby. Gabby trying to hold the position here. Might get a better exit. He doesn't. It's just doesn't seem to be his weekend. And that is Emery into the pits. Here followed up by Preston, and I'm going to assume uh, Joel will also be in that pit. They're gonna swap his tires real quick. Uh, so we'll go and we'll check on Carter here. This is Carter and Hunter coming across the line here. Looks like Emery's not gonna get in front of them. Very interesting. Let's see. Emery comes out, and I think sixth after his pit stop. And if he's on that one stop like our chart shows, sixth place coming out after that pit stop. That's pretty good strategy for the Lexus team to help get their driver all the way back up into the top 10. That is a phenomenal job and phenomenal racing by him. Uh, Great work by Carter here, trying to get his way around Hunter. We'll see how this plays out. Hunter really sticking to his line there. It's pretty nice. Audi getting a little bit wobbly here on lap 9. We're gonna check on Nate here. There's Nate. I believe our race leader is somewhere. There's Gabby. I believe the race leader is in the pits. He's pitting right now. So we'll see how this turns out. If you saw on the right hand side, that was, I believe, Ethan going by. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. There's the pit stop finish. And just no one, absolutely no one behind him. Right there, finally comes around a few cars. We'll see if we can see him here. Here's here's the train of cars that we keep seeing go around. And yeah, it was Hunter and Carter. So this is really good strategy there by Willem and the McLaren. Hats off to them for that strategy call. Kind of the same with Emery. Both of the strategies seem to be really strong this time around. We're getting a lot of drivers finally kind of spaced out, but these groupings are starting to reform again. So we'll see how that goes. And then this is Zane on Emery. He's gonna go ahead and get around him here. He's carrying a lot of speed to this corner. I don't know what pit stop he is on. But he's got some good time right now. Just kind of scrolling through, seeing how everyone is. That is Ethan into the pits again. Looks like Nate and Giuseppe are also into the pits here. This has been a lot of pit stops for some of these guys, and I feel like it was a little bit of downtime for some of these other guys. Um, yeah, strategies seem to be either really good or really bad right now. So we'll see how all that shapes out. Just gonna kind of let this play out as Kelly tries to defend her position from the guys behind her. Maxwell right on her right here. We'll see how this turns out. Okay, we're gonna check on this group up here a little bit further ahead of them. This is Nate Wright, Conrad, Emery, Preston, and one of the Ferraris here. I can't exactly tell um, until we get a better look at it. And that is going to be the 71 of one of our guys. I cannot remember numbers right now. It's going to be the 71 of Joel. Um, yeah, that's how that's gonna play out. We're gonna go to focusing on the Ford here, if I can get him. Um, yeah, some pretty good stuff. Racing going on. Not too much seems to be going on. Um, but yeah, we'll check kind of how things are doing. And we're coming to up to the um, 13th lap. All right. Yep. We're on lap 13. Emery seems to be trying to break the slipstream with his lack of straight line speed. It's going to be Conrad trying to go down the inside. Doesn't exactly get the exit he wants. Has to reconcede the position back to Nate. Gap kind of growing, but I'm going to assume that it's going to shrink down. Just the way these guys have been racing. Uh, yeah, most of these guys seem to have better straight line speed than the Lexus, but the Lexus seems to have a little bit better brakes. So we'll see how this all plays out. Not too much happening up front right now. Most thing is a strategy right now. So we'll see how some of these top guys do their strategy. Um, and some of them I think are done right now. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, and Emery's deep. He's deep. That's gonna give Nate the inside and the outside on this corner. Nate could have a really good time. Oh, but Nate's gone wide. Oh, and they collide. They collide. Oh, Emery keeps it, but Nate just seems to spin out. And I don't think he's gonna be coming back on track. He might be DNFing here. And by the looks of it, that's what's gonna happen. So we're gonna come back and we're gonna get a replay here. So Emery goes deep, and Nate just gets the better line. But then we're coming through here. He goes too wide and gets on the brake, and that's why Emery just comes and rear ends him by the looks of it. Here, we'll do a slow-mo here just to kind of further investigate what exactly happens. He's gonna sway out to the outside. But it looks like he gets on the brakes, and Emery's still coming. He doesn't think he's on the brakes, and he just comes and hits him, and then he comes across and hits him again, trying to avoid that second collision, but didn't look like there was anything else he could do. That's gonna be a harsh DNF for him. Uh, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get back to the action. His teammate Maxwell here, running kind of in no man's land. And wow, we're gonna have the 1 DNF. Here's our leader. He's got a pretty good lead on second and third here. No sign of him. His teammate seems to be pretty far behind. Here's P4. Um, with Carter still chugging along. And P3, but it looks like Hunter got around him. I think they were the other way around last time we saw him. So this will be interesting to see how this plays out. Oh, and he gets a little sideways. He's actually coming into the pits. This is unfortunate for Carter, as he was having a great race, and this is just gonna absolutely ruin it with with well, 3 laps left. That is a crazy call by the team. That's gonna really hurt him. That is just unfortunate. And that's gonna allow Emery to come around the corner, and he's gonna be able to take this position, and so are a lot of other people going to take advantage of this. So that is very unfortunate for him. Uh, yeah, and here comes Nate trying to get the inside on Gabby. It works. Jonah quite far behind still. And finally there comes Carter out of the pit lane. So he's lost a lot of positions. And that is not going to be good for his sake. So this is the man in third now, trying to catch second, and that pushes Emery up to fourth. He's been having a fantastic afternoon. We'll see how he holds it together, and if he can keep fourth. He said earlier today when we interviewed him that a top 10 finish would be exactly what he would want, and it looks like he's got that, but it looks like he's also trying to get more, or at least he's going to. He's currently in the top 5. But any little mistake and that can be reduced. Um, so we'll see how he goes here. I don't think he imagined being this high up on the bracket this late in this race. So he's probably very excited right now, or at least happy, or at least we'll see. We'll see what happens though. Uh, Quick check-in uh, on Calvin here. Kind of in nowhere. Not anyone really seeming to be around. He's got Maxwell behind him that we can see in the background, and it looks to be someone else as well. The Porsche Conrad. Um, and then Vaughn following that up. Not a This looked to be a great weekend for Porsche, but it doesn't seem to have carried through, which is very unfortunate. Gabby trying to get around Nate here. Looks like she's gonna do it. And here is the man in fourth, still trying to chase down Hunter, but I don't think he's gonna be able to do it. This is the leader, Willem, coming up on Emery's teammate, and Emery's in fourth. This is his teammate who's way down the order. That's just how slow Jonah in that Lexus has been this year. It is. It doesn't seem to be shaping up good. So we'll see what the team does behind the scenes to help make that a better situation. This is going to be Hunter's teammate, Hudson. Seems to be battling with Jason. This could be a tight one here. Um, but we'll just have to see how that all plays out. We're going to try and find our points. Our people who are battling for the points. And that's going to be Calvin here. Calvin in 11th. Currently has fastest lap. He really needs to pick up the pace to get that extra point. He's going to have to catch up to Carter, who seems to be a little bit farther down the road. Yeah, that's a pretty good sized gap between him and Calvin. So he'll be happy to keep that point and take Calvin from having his 2 points awarded to him. As we are now on the last lap, we're going to check in on our leader, who's been having a very good and dominant race here. It's been a nice weekend for him. Willem, props off to him. He qualified pretty good, and he's just kept it going. He started 5th, and now he's in 1st. And he's kept it there, and he's got a pretty big gap. So, yeah. We're going to come around. We're going to see if Emery has held that position. No, it looks like he's given up the position to the Corvette. I wonder what happened. He must have went too deep into a corner. That is unfortunate, but he's still in the top 5. We'll see if he makes another mistake here and gives it up to Joel. Definitely interesting. And this is going to be Willem coming around the final corner to claim his first ever victory in the the KCGT Racing Championship. Congratulations to Willem on his win. And that is going to be Jonah's race over. Hunter pulls it in for 2nd, and Giuseppe in 3rd. I'm going to try and see if we can find the Corvettes here. It's going to be Corvette of Preston. He's going to secure his 3rd place. And wow, look at that gap he got to Emery here. And Emery's going to get his 5th place. He probably did not think he was going to be there today. So that is a phenomenal job by him. Here comes Calvin. He doesn't secure his extra point. It was too big of a gap. So it's going to be unfortunate for the Porsches today, as neither one of them score points. Very unfortunate. and we'll see how that plays out in the championships. So yeah, just Conrad finishes in 12th, and a few others on their way to that finish. Yeah, and as you can see, that is the race over. We'll cut to our score sheet here, and we'll see how everything's turned out. Okay, here are the new results. For people looking, it is right here, race 2. Yeah, 1 DNF, a little bit better than last time. Yeah. So overall standings have changed a little bit. Emery's in first, Willman second, Hunter is in third, fourth is Vaughn, fifth is Conrad, sixth is I've lost him. Fifth is also Giuseppe. They're tied currently right now. Seventh is Preston, eighth Hudson, ninth Carter, and Joel rings out the top 10. Those are your top 10 finishers today. You will be able to see in the column where exactly the people who your driver finished. Yeah, and no purple box will be handed out, no extra point. Fastest lap went to someone, went to Calvin. He is not in the top 10, so he does not receive that extra point. So here's how it shapes up in the constructors. We have Lexus in first, which is big for them, especially after Jonah not scoring in the last 2 races. So Emery really trying to carry the team here, carry it through. Mercedes brings up in the second with the Corvettes from Chevrolet in third. Fourth place is going to go to McLaren thanks to Willem's win today. Fifth place for Audi. Sixth for Lamborghini. Seventh for Porsche. Conrad, I think, is the one pulling the points there for the team. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Calvin needs to kind of step it up. And then we have a tie for 8th between Nissan and Ferrari. And bringing up the championship is Ford in last. So yeah, we have one of our racers here, Calvin. What were your thoughts on today's race and just not securing that 10th place?
No.
No, that's all you got. You had that fastest lap. You were going for that extra point. You just didn't seem to have enough left in you.
Give me the point. Give me the extra point. I deserve it.
The FIA is gonna deny your extra point, because of the rules described. You must be in the top 10. So yeah, that was Calvin, one of our racers. He's just scored outside the top 10. So a little bit unfortunate today for him. Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for the KCGT Racing Championship. That was round 2. We'll see you next time in round 3 in Barcelona.